As a fashion photographer who love my job very much, I do a lot of castings. I'm an art director. I meet all my clients for their projects and their work and their plan and their video production and their photo production. I'm the most expensive one they actually meet after they actually maybe meet and look for a lot of photographers. They say like, why you're the most expensive one? What do you put on the table that other people didn't? And this is when it comes to me and say like, regardless the mindset I have, the creativity I have, the way I think always outside the box, I always say I'm in love with my camera very much because it delivers exactly what I want. It gives me exactly what I need. And this is when it comes to this amazing camera called the Leica SL. You may not say, okay, this is not the Leica SL2, this is not the latest and greatest. You don't need to have the latest and greatest to make great work. Be confident and secure and convinced this is the camera will actually make you the job. They will deliver what you need. It has not the minimum. It has a little bit maybe over of what you need and what you want and what the other person can expect, because they never know this came from Leica SL or SL2 or SL3 or even Leica in general, but they will notice the quality, because I have people notice my quality of work and they say like, man, your videos are insane, very cinematic. The black is so deep black and this and that, and the clarity of the skin and the blue eyes. They notice, and this is the point. Not they say, wow, it's so sharp, 2.8. Oh, this is the Mark II. This is the new camera. No, they don't do these things. They notice the quality. They notice the creativity. And this is when you or me as a photographer say, I don't need to run around and say, I need to have the latest. This is what people sometimes do because they always get the first one and they sell it and they get the second one for the sake of it. And believe me, most of them, they don't know why they're doing these things because they want to have number 2 or number 3 all the time. But this is not the point. As a photographer, especially like a photographer, I am very proud of being in a photography family, also delivering information about. It's all about also your creative mind, and also the camera helps you a lot. And the video of this, it's amazing. The photo is amazing. Let's not forget, this is the whole thing, regardless the body, is the lens. The glass is amazing, and this is what delivers. You know, it's like you wearing a very bad frame, but the glass, it's amazing. This is when it makes you see good. But you don't want to have a bad optics or glasses and then your frame is gold. There is no point of the glass itself because you don't see. You know, the frame is holding the optics, it's holding the glass, the lens. So this is when it comes to, this is what people don't understand. People don't understand that this lens is the key to your success and to your vision, because it sees so unique and so clear, and the body actually record it and process it in a certain way that the glass say, this is how I want it and you need to do it. You know what I mean? The contrast is, this is how much we give you contrast, this is how much we give you the colors, and this is how much we give you the small point when it hits the lens and it goes to that sensor. And this is when I wanted to say that it's nice to have the latest and greatest, but sometimes the latest and greatest is not really sometimes on point. So I think, and I know for sure, and I put it in my videos before, I said, I guarantee, and I put money, and I made bets that if you're not satisfied of this the image quality of the Leica SL, I will give you whatever you want, or sue me, or whatever. No photographer do say these things. You can watch it, you know. This is how much confident I am, and I'm loving this, and I'm sharing it with you, and I'm passing the information to people really confused still about brand 1 and brand 2. So I don't know, again, maybe the company won't like what I say so much because it's not good for them, but at the same time, this is enough. This camera is really enough. Megapixel is enough. I show prints a lot. I show my work. I don't talk too much. I prove what I have to say by my work, by my prints. All my videos proving a point. And this is when I say, like, the megapixels are more than enough. We don't need too much. If you want to even print big prints, by the way, for the people think if you need to have a big prints, you need more megapixels. You actually need less megapixels. But we can get to this in a different video. So the more megapixels you need if you really want to make it super clear and also small prints, but at the same time, 24 is more than enough. Cropping, forget about it. We don't crop. Professionals and good photographers don't crop. You have a great lens here, 24 to 90. So you are doing fine with whatever you will do. You want to crop a little bit, 4 megapixels, another 10 megapixels, you have 15 megapixels to work with. We came from a generation that when I had a camera, I don't want to mention names, it was 12 megapixels and it was there for like almost 5 years and nobody complained. We have enough. We don't need more delusional things from people. They keep saying that this is the only thing I need. If I don't have it, I don't need it. We don't need these things, because be convinced of what you have. We have a great things. We have already a backup. It's weather sealed. You know how many times I went this into the rain and people say like, man, I feel sorry for your camera. It's like, don't worry about it. I know what I have. It's like, are you sure? It's like, man, let's say this is something happened by mistake, I will just send it to the company and they know that it's not my fault. But I'm very confident of this thing. When I put the grip, I put 2 batteries, sick, beautiful result. Like the performance is amazing. The battery lasts forever. Well, in a logical way, right? You have the ports you need. You have the video capability. The video capability of this is amazing. The Leica SL is amazing. I made production with this. I charge people so much money for just going with this, without a rig, without anything, just doing my videos and doing this and that, just holding it and taking a picture. It's a $1 million pose. You, not them. And this is when I'm trying to say that as you as a photographer, don't run after everything super brand new. I want everybody to do well. I want the companies to make money and be in business. But sometimes as us as photographers, we need to sit down and relax and let people bite and run for the race for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But us as professionals, that we spend a lot of money, not just for the bodies, we spend more for the gear, we spend for the accessories. And this is when we still loyal, but we don't just go and buy it and leave, or buy something and leave, and we will never show up again. We actually are the photographers who actually show up all the time at the store and say like, we want to buy this again, we wanted to buy this again, or we want more batteries, or I want another grip. Oh, I see you have a second-hand camera. Oh, we are the one actually continuing, loving the company, providing the business, and being loyal. But all these people are after the 1 and 2 and 3. These are very temporary people. And I don't want people that are into the business to mix between these two kind of genres, because these people are just running after something very temporary, and then you're gonna end up selling it in second-hand places, and it's like, and the funny part, they say like, oh, it's only like 2 clicks and I need to sell it. It's like, why don't you just return to the store? Or why did you even buy it from the first place? So you can see they don't even know what they're doing. That's why we don't buy a camera and sell it after like 500 clicks because we don't know what to do with it or we didn't like it. We buy it because we are convinced. And this is when it's so nice to be convinced about what we buy and how we invest in it. This is not a cheap camera. According to some people, it's very, very expensive, or they can buy 7,000 cameras from the other brands. This is not the point. The point is, If we wanted to invest in our cameras, we invest in the right way, in the glass, in the accessories, and the body come the last thing. Of course, you need a body to operate the glass and take pictures, right? But at the same time, we don't worry about it so much when we have the first one, or when we have the first purchase. We always focus on what can last forever a little bit more, and this is when it comes to the glass. And then we say like, okay, we need a backup. What can we buy? What can we add on? And this is when we say like, this is like a piece of art camera. I cannot really stop talking about this thing. I cannot stop, because you saw the Leica SL2. I made a video about it already, and the buttons and everything looks off, you know, it start looking like other cameras. So I think like that need to be Leica SL1, and this is need to be Leica SL2, because this is Leica language, this is Leica touch, this is the style. You can look at the Leica the Leica S1, S2, S3 medium format. They still have the same setup, and they made the Leica S3, they did not make it look like the Leica SL2. Why? I don't understand, because you can see people are now, I think Leica is going back to the original mind. It's like, okay, we don't need to be like everybody else, put play and delete button, because this is the point. Minimalistic, focus on your photography, be creative. This camera can give you great video, cinematic wise, the right thing. It can give you superb image quality. I make prints, I make a living out of this camera. I go to places, I just carry it with me when I want to go to the coffee shop. Just take it with me like this, no strap, no nothing. I just take it with me, I say what's up, I put it in the thing, people like go crazy banana. Because I don't want to show off really, but I love this. This is the baby of me as a photographer, and I'm sure every single photographer will agree with me that who love their job so much. Of course, there's other ones like the QP. This is like a masterpiece of art. Of course, like the M series, all these things. But you can see that once you love your job so much, once you love what you do, you always do well, and you always pass the advice, and you know what to do for your next move. And this is when I, you know, keep saying all the time, don't let technology take over your mind. Let your creativity take over your mind. Let your production take over your mind, because you already are like a photographer, and you already have this amazing camera, and you don't need to go so much crazy about the next one, because you already have the previous one and you don't know what to do with it, so you can get the second one. Try to work on different glass, try to invest in batteries more, try to say like, if I wanted to make this more video, maybe I should invest in cinematic lenses or different lenses, maybe from Leica, to try to adapt my situation. There is so many possibilities, but the possibilities are like really endless. You just need to be creative. The way you're creative with your work, be creative of what can you do next with your camera. Hopefully this kind of video is kind of maybe just giving you an idea that not everything is new from any companies, of course, is need to be or need to be owned. Just be convinced of what you have. And this is when I'm convinced of, sometimes not because it's old, it doesn't matter. Today we have nothing called old anymore. We just have over things, you know. Look at the cell phones already, look at the cameras already, look at the companies, what they're doing already. There is no need for any of that. We reach a point in this generation, maybe we're talking about 5-6 years ago, that we don't need anything more. People say like, oh yeah, no, we don't. These people are talking because, first of all, they don't really have a steady job or a steady profession, or they don't know what they're talking about, or they just wanna, because they own the situation or they own the product, they wanted to defend it, and this is when they try to say like, you know, it's not true what you say. But we already have everything, and we don't need so much from almost like 5-6 years ago. Everything we have today is just to make money and business and delusion people and just to tell people that, oh look, it's brand new and have like 2 different megapixels, take it. It's like, what? This is the what I was looking for all my life. We have 700,000 autofocus points. It focuses by itself. You don't need to do anything. You're not a photographer today. You know, let's just take this and just put, what's next? We're gonna put the camera to people and it's gonna take the right composition and format, and you know, what are they gonna make next? They're gonna make like a huge camera that you can pick, you can choose like a medium format and large format and a crop and APS sensor. Like, I don't know what's next really. We are living in a generation today that it's too hard to focus on one thing and be better with it. Make better glass, make better firmware, to perform better with the thing. How can we do things? Maybe open a little bit small division for certain things. We just putting like you know, this like 1 and we put next to it 1S, 1S2, and then we make 2 and 2 and 2S, and it goes on. And we photographers, professional ones, we don't follow these things because sometimes we see people have like 10 years old camera and it's like, man, it's like it's doing the job and I'm giving my clients what they want and everybody's happy. I don't need to have different things. And man, and you should say to this person, we adore you, we envy you. But when you go to someone have the latest and greatest, and it's like, wow, nice. It's like, man, I don't know how to work it. I love my old camera. So you can see that always be creative with your mind and always have a passion of what you do. As a photographer, we're not talking about fish and kitchens, and always have fun of what you do, because at the end you need to love your camera, because your camera can always read your mind in a way and deliver and give you the excellence of your imagination into reality. This is how it goes. And when your vision come to reality and you deliver it to the client, you'll be proud to get the next project and to go on and on. And this is how it goes in photography. Hopefully you like this video. It's very different. I don't know what to call it. Conversation, advice. I'm not pushing anything. You can do whatever you want. I'm not getting commission if you do this and that. I love my job. I love Leica camera. And again, everything I bought it for my own money, and I didn't get anything to do anything or to say anything, and that's very much about it. Please visit my website ramseyspencer.com. You can see all my Leica S medium format. You can see my editorials at my covers at ramsino.com. You can see full editorials at expertotv.com. You can click on the picture. You can see the full set. Almost all everything is Leica, and Leica S2P from the medium format, and the Leica SL. That's very much about it. You can also see my nice selfies and models and situation at RAMSEY Spencer on my Instagram. If you have any questions, let me know. I think this is an honest conversation. If you have a question, let me know. A lot of great people message me on Instagram and messages on, and some of them they comment with very personal and amazing conversation we start having about how much we love the job. And some people actually, they say like, we would love to fly you just to go to Leica together and buy you a camera. There's so many people are really loving this thing, and they wanted to have a different experience of like the whole thing, and I'm so happy with it, you know. I did not expect at all to make really nice videos, and people are being into it so much. Regardless, the people are like a little bit cuckoo banana. They always fight for nothing, and they look at their portfolio, they have no portfolio. Try to ask them 2 questions in photography they don't know. Let's put these people on the sides. Put them on the side, and let's talk about, for example, the real people love their jobs and love photography and have a passion and would love to spend money and to get the latest and greatest, for example, and they want to have an advice and they wanted to get to the business. These are like the nice people to keep and talk about. Anyways, thank you so much, and we'll catch you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.